Hello everyone, I am Navya from White Falcon Publishing and we are here for a very special author conversation. Today we are going to talk about a book that goes beyond machines and metrics and talks about what truly drives performance in the manufacturing world. Is it people, mindset, or the system working together? The book is Manufacturing Excellence, Systems, People, and Psychology Behind World-Class Performance, written by author Ashoka Rao Manikala. It's not just about processes like Lean or Six Sigma, but about building a culture that sustains excellence over time. We are really excited to have the author with us today. So, sir, first of all, we welcome you, and it's a pleasure having you here. And before we begin, I would really like you to introduce yourself to our audience and to say something about your book.
Okay, thank you, Navya. I'm Ashoka Rao Manikala. I have almost 40 plus years of experience in various industries in India and overseas.
Okay, sir.
Actually, I got retired in 2024 June. So after that, I have some free time. So I decided to write few books, so that it helps the industries. So I published my first book on container glass manufacturing, which is the world's first book on container glass manufacturing. Then the second book I wrote, it is on the actually energy conservation and decarbonization. That is to save energy. That is also part of manufacturing excellence only. And the third book I wrote for farmers. It is a basic, engineering for the farmers. And the fourth book, what we are talking today, is about manufacturing excellence. You see, it is mainly to benefit the industries.
Okay, thank you for the introduction, sir. So we are moving on with the conversation now, and let's explore the powerful journey behind this book. So, like everyone says that every book begins with a thought or a turning point, and I'm really curious to understand what sparked the idea for this one. Like, what made you write Manufacturing Excellence, and was there a specific moment or experience that pushed you to start this work?
Okay. Actually, I started my career as a graduate engineer in the Thapa Group in 1984.
Okay.
There, I got very good support from my, superiors, and I got trained in the manufacturing excellence, TKM, safety, and the 5 years programs. So there, I learned one thing, that training is very very important for the people, and if we give them good training and motivate them, and they can deliver very well to the organization. So I actually, performed very well in that company, and I got promoted as manager in a very short period. I was the youngest manager at the age of 32 years in Tapa Group. So in 1995, so they transferred me to Malaysia. There we had a glass unit where, it was actually making losses. They invested a lot of money, but they're not able to turn around the company. So I was transferred there. When I went there, I saw the people are working in silos. There are no teamwork, and they lack a lot of knowledge, training. So when I went there, I started giving them basic training, then started motivating them, introduce the systems what I learned in Carva, the built company, and also introduce the incentive scheme. If they perform better, they'll be rewarded. So what happened, to the surprise of everyone, within 3 years, the company started making profit, and everybody get got benefited, like they are getting good incentive, and this continuing now also, and that company is still doing very good profit. So later what happened in 2008, I joined the Indian company. It's actually AJ Greenpack, to set up India's biggest glass manufacturing unit. So I joined them, and we commissioned the plant in 2009. And after commissioning, immediately I started what the systems I implemented in Malaysia, and that gave very good results. And during the first year itself, we started making profit. The management was very much impressed, and then they thought of setting up another furnace of equal capacity. And within 3 years, we could, we could manufacture double the capacity production, and that within 3 years, we were making very good profit. This was possible only because of the people, motivation, and the systems what we implemented there. Later, in 2015, I joined Piramal Glass. Piramal, actually, they had good manufacturing excellence systems. But the unit where I went, it was Jambusar unit. There, the people were lacking knowledge, and also the motivation was actually was not there, and they were actually not making profit to the expected levels. So when I joined, so immediately I started implementing the knowledge what I had earlier, in JG containers and in AJ glass pack. I started implementing those systems and conducted trainings for the people, started motivating them, and to the surprise of the management and me, within 1 year, we started making profit better than the budget. The first year itself, we got 120% of profit, and the second year, we got 180% of profit
Yeah.
against the budget. So it was a great achievement, and management rewarded everybody with the extra, the increments and the performance bonuses. So these experiences motivated me to, think why I should not do something, with the knowledge what I have. So after retirement, I have some time. So I thought, let me put my experience into these books. So I started writing books on, one on container glass manufacturing, then on energy conservation and, the decarbonization, and basic engineering for the farmers. And the fourth book, which is really exciting book, that is actually manufacturing excellence, which is very, very important for the manufacturing companies.
Yes, sir. It
So
is
that's how I started. That's how I started writing the book on manufacturing
writing.
excellence for the benefit of the industries.
Okay, that's actually really very insightful. And it's always interesting to see how wonderful experiences turn into something very impactful, right? So, yeah.
Yes.
Moving on to the next question. The book reflects decades of real world experience, as you just discussed, and the depth is something readers immediately notice. So, how did your 30 and 40 plus years of industry experience shape the way you approached writing this?
Okay. Actually, you see, I in throughout my career, I learned one thing: the selling price of general commodities. You cannot decide. It is decided by the market. It's a market driven. Okay, you cannot increase the price as you wish. Okay, and the company needs good profit to give good salary, and provide incentive to the people, and also pay dividend to the owners and investors. So that is very, very important. So profit also is very important. So you are selling the what is actually profit? Profit equal to the selling price minus the manufacturing cost.
Yes.
So what we can do, the selling price is fixed. So what we can do, we can improve only the reduce the manufacturing cost so that we can maximize the profit. So that concept, I had in my mind. So I always, when I took charge of any company, so I was attacking first on manufacturing excellence, how we can reduce the cost of manufacturing. So that manufacturing excellence triggered to work for the various systems to reduce the operation cost. Another thing, what happens in India, only the major industries, they have manufacturing excellence programs. Small industries, or the small industries or medium industries, they think it is very complicated system. So I thought, let me, through my experience, through this book, let me publish, the book on manufacturing excellence, so that they can, implement these systems and make profit. That's how it started.
Okay. And like 40 plus years of experience, it actually added a credibility and practicality to your book. So it's wonderful. So, like one thing that stand out is how the book doesn't just focus on tools, but also on people and psychology. So, why do you think organizations often focus on tools and systems and overlook the human side of excellence?
Okay. So many organizations focus more on tools and systems because they believe that the machines can deliver the results and they can make profit.
Yes.
But it is not true. Actually, the human, the psychology and the human, behavior, actually that determines the performance actually. So all these years, I learned one thing very clear, that if you take care of the people, train them and motivate them, they can give you excellent results. So, so my book is more focusing on the people development, how we can interact more with the people, how the leadership qualities will impact the manufacturing. So I've written more on people in this book actually.
Okay, okay. I also completely agree with you, and I really think that most of the industries really need to hear this, that people are only going to help them at the end rather than tools. So, yeah.
Correct. So I want to add one more thing here. In many companies, departments and individuals are driven mainly by targets and carries. Okay, what happens? It makes them to work in silos. They don't work as a whole organization. So because of that, what happens? So since they work in silos, there is no actually teamwork, and that's why it is very important that in industry, if you want good profit, good manufacturing, the performance, you need good teamwork.
Yes, yes, I do agree. We really need a good team for everything. Good team,
Yes.
good leadership, rather than tools are also important, but leadership and excellent team is also important. So.
Yes.
Okay, sir. So, writing a book like this must have come with its own set of challenges. And which part of the book was the most challenging for you to write, and why?
Okay. The most challenging part of writing this book was presenting my practical knowledge and experience into a very clear and logical flow, so that people understand it very easily. So because this book is for leaders, managers, and engineers and shop floor operators, and they should learn the basic of manufacturing excellence. So writing in in their language, it is actually it was a bit challenging for me, since I had many years of hands-on experience in manufacturing, but converting that experience into simple language that could be understood by senior leaders, managers, engineers, consultants, and students required careful effort. So, another challenge was explaining human aspects such as leadership behavior, motivation, teamwork, and workplace psychology in a practical manner. That was also a bit challenging. I wanted every chapter to be simple, practical, and relatable, so that it is very useful for all kinds of people.
Okay, okay. That really showed the efforts that you have put it in this book. Okay. So also, so every author has a section that feels closest to your heart. So is there a part of the book that you feel the most personally connected to?
Okay. All the chapters I have written are personally connected to me.
Okay.
Okay, because they all reflect my actual manufacturing journey
Yes. Yes.
and my practical experience. But some areas like TTM, 5 years, energy conservation, and gamified innovative management system. They are actually really touching my heart. Actually, when I was writing, I was feeling as if I am in the field. Okay, so that really gave me a lot of excitement while writing the book.
Okay. Okay. So that's good to hear. So with Industry 4.0 and now you're in Industry 5.0, manufacturing is evolving rapidly, right? So how does this book help organizations stay relevant and future ready in this changing landscape?
Okay, this book actually is covering from Industry 1.0 to Industry 5.0. So there are chapters for each industry channel like 1.0 to 5.0, and the readers actually they can go through each chapter, and it is very clearly written there what are the requirements for industry 4.0, what are the requirements for 5.0, what we have to do, what are the systems available, and it is very clearly written there, and it is very easy for the readers to implement these systems in their factory. It's not at all complicated.
Okay, okay. So that really highlights that how forward thinking this book is. So it's
Oh,
really going to help a lot of people.
yes, thank you.
And yeah, and sir, a lot of leaders and professional will be reading this, as you know that. And so, what advice would you give to manufacturing leaders who want to begin their journey towards excellence but don't know where to start?
Okay. Manufacturing excellence may initially appear a bit complicated to the leaders, but it is not actually true. Actually, once you start implementing them in the factories, actually you will realize that many of its tools are simple. They are very simple tools, and they are very practical and gives lot of satisfaction. So the leaders really they can implement the tools what I mentioned in this book. This book also explains very easy tools such as cause and effect diagram, where the fishbone diagram we call it fishbone diagram. Then 5S systems,
Okay.
BBS where behavior based systems. Then the TPM, TTM in very simple terms, and readers they can understand it very easily. I strongly advise manufacturing leaders to buy this book and go through the contents, and it will really help them to motivate their people, and encourage them, and implement these systems in their factory. And I'm very sure that with these small improvements they can improve their operations, they can make good profit, and also they can be happy themselves, because once you implement some systems you feel happy. And some of the systems like the fishbowl diagram or 5 years, that is not only for industries, it can be implemented for your own purpose, personal purposes also. Like for example, at home you can practice 5 years. 5 years is very simple technique, Japanese technique. It is
Okay.
series saitan shiso sike sushisuke, where it has come from actually kitchen. Okay, Japanese adopted that system from the kitchen. So these simple systems they can adopt at home for their personal use as well as for the industries.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for this practical guide. I hope
Yes.
it's really gonna help a lot of people. So Mia, we are moving on to the last question now. And before we wrap up, I would love to ask something a little more reflective. So, if you had to describe this book in just one sentence, what would it be?
Okay. So this book actually provides comprehensive, practical, and integrated guide that bridges classical excellence models with emerging digital technologies and human-centric leadership.
Oh,
So this is, the one sentence which describes the book what I written.
that sums up really beautifully. And thank you so much, sir, for sharing your time, your journey, and such valuable insights with us today. It's been a truly enriching conversation with you. And to our viewers, if you are someone who wants to understand what truly makes organizations world class, this book is a must read, and it goes beyond theory and gives you a complete roadmap to transform not just systems but the way people think and work together. So once you have read it, don't forget to share your thoughts, review it, and talk about it, because conversations like these really what drive real change. So the book is available on Amazon, Flipkart, and WFP stores. So do grab your copy today. And sir, thanks again. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's really insightful conversation, and thank you for giving us your time.
Thank you very much, Navya. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.